All right, everybody, we are back at East Coast Gear Supply. I'm here with Chase again, and today we're going to talk about 9-inch axles. This is one of my favorite axles, Chase. I love a good 9-inch.
I know, you keep telling me.
So let's talk a little bit about what makes the 9-inch different than, let's say, like a Dana or a Corporate 14 bolt.
And obviously, it's the dropout third member, which a lot of people like, apparently you.
Oh, I love it.
Because you can build it on the bench. In the race world, pretty popular because it's easier to carry a spare. You could always pop one in.
Yeah, and then now this one here, this is FJ Cruiser rear?
Yeah, FJ Cruiser or 4Runner, same chassis platform, so the bracketry is the same. So this would be like 03 and newer 4Runner or FJ Cruiser.
Except this one has high pinion rear.
Yeah, so this is running the high pinion 10-inch diff. I'm not a huge fan of a high pinion rear.
In the back, yeah.
Yeah.
There can be some issues there, but
yes.
yeah, lots of ground clearance though.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if it's a street vehicle, you're gonna put a lot of miles on it. I would run a low pinion and not a high pinion, but you know, obviously off-road gives you a better drive shaft clearance.
Yeah, because oiling this bearing on a high pinion rear gets a little tricky, this front pinion bearing.
Correct.
Yeah. But in my opinion, the nice thing about the 9-inch is honestly the weight. It is a lighter axle.
Somewhat, yes. Housing's a little lighter. This is the fabricated 9-inch housing. We have this in the 3.5, 3/8 wall, and then we also have a 4-inch 3/8 wall.
The other nice thing is because of, now this one does have a truss on it, but because of the fact that, like you said, it's all fabricated housing, you don't necessarily need to add a truss to it to weld to the top of the socket.
Sure, yeah. I mean, the one nice thing about the fabricated 9-inch housing is it's really easy to get brackets on, basically weld anywhere.
Yeah, because now you offer this, like you said, in many applications. This is Sporter, but you can build this for pretty much any center section they want, as well as any width, length, outers, whatever they're looking for, right?
Yeah, we're not really known for 9-inch because obviously the 9-inch market is like its own little business model. And there's so much 9-inch stuff. So what we do is your popular 9-inch 3 1/4 case, and then we do the 10-inch stuff. And obviously the 10-inch starts to get pretty expensive, but for the market today, the 10-inch is the way people are leaning.
Yeah, and when you say 3 1/4 case, you're talking about the spread on the bearings and the
that's
carrier,
the bearing size. So when you increase that carrier bearing OD, it gets a lot stronger. So in the 10-inch version, you can run a 3.8-inch carrier bearing. So it's almost like a Dana 80 carrier bearing. So you get a lot more strength out of that 10-inch 381 case, bigger ring gear, that sort of thing.
But the cost of the dropout goes up.
Correct, yeah. That's when you start getting into the very serious performance. So, you know, a lot of guys try to take 9 inches and make them into something they're not. It's a 9-inch.
Yeah.
And you can only make it so strong. So 10-inch is kind of the answer to that.
The first step in that,
Yeah.
just the larger ring gear, the 10-inch ring gear.
Correct, yeah.
Now, this obviously is for a off-road rig, like you said, the FJ40 or 4Runner, but you offer the 9-inch for pretty much any application, right?
Correct.
So Chase, when most people think about a 9-inch, this is a factory 9-inch essentially, right? That's the original sort of OG housing.
Yeah, so this, we call this a banjo housing, and this is a banjo truck housing. So there's even multiple versions of the stock 9-inch. So we do have these, we build a lot of these. It would be more for a restoration build, not like off-road use. These housings are not ready for a lot of the types of things that our customers do, but we have a lot of restoration customers. They want that new 9-inch, because theirs is 70 years old, be it old Bronco or, you know, car.
Yeah, or just a street car. This is great for just an everyday street car.
Yeah.
You don't have to do a fabricated housing if you're putting it in like a 67 Mustang.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so
smaller tire, you're going for new and a good build, not you want to go run it off-road and beat it with big tires.
yeah, and so you would offer this, let's say someone, like I said, just had, like you said, a Bronco or just an old Mustang or a Thunderbird or something, and they wanted a new, these are all brand new coaches, right?
Yep. Yeah, so brand new housing. We've got different housing end options. We've got Willwood brake kits to go on them. So this is kind of big in our restoration market.
Gotcha. And then we move down, and then obviously this is front 9-inch with this Dana 60 or Dana 44.
That's the Reed Super Kingpin C.
Okay.
So again, you know, we got all the Lego blocks.
Yeah.
So this is an axle that's in process. Looks like it's a JK or JL, something of that nature. but Super Kingpin C's, fabricated housing. You know, you got your upper mount here. It's welded directly to the faceplate there, and just super easy, you know, to get into the vehicle.
Yeah, and then obviously this, I'm assuming, is rear steer 9 right here.
Yeah, so this is a rear steer 9-inch. This is actually our Kingpin 540 C. So really easy for them to get in a buggy.
Yeah, so great buggy axle, lots of ground clearance, and then still get that massive KP540 on the other end.
Yep.
And then down here, this looks like drag race, mud truck type of something, who knows?
Yeah, this is another customer wanted it braced. You know, maybe they want to jump it. Who knows? So a lot of different options on strengthening the housings up. You know, this is the 3.5-inch version, which, you know, you can also go to the 4-inch version to get more housing strength.
So if you want a 9-inch in your project, East Coast Gear Supply's got you covered, whether it is resto mod, Jeep, truck, off-road, race car, looking for a 9-inch, this is the place to come.